Okay, we're going to learn how to make consistent characters. The way this works is using Inpainting, and this is just a prompt that I've done earlier. I'm just going to paste that in, and I'll explain to you what we're doing. Consistent characters. You want to be able to have the model kind of use the same person again and again in different situations. When you're creating a character for a book or a novel or a game, whatever it is you're creating a character for, you want it to be consistent. You don't want it to hallucinate, look a little bit different in each case. The trick is to ask it to generate two images side by side of a character, and then it's going to have two different frames, which will be really helpful because you'll be able to remove one of those frames and then use Inpainting to fill in different poses. So I'm going to show you how that works. But the key is that you put into your prompt two images side by side, and then you put your prompt, and then typically it's helpful if you say like photo booth portrait or something like that, just so it gets in a consistent format where you can really see their face. And then the other thing here is we're setting the aspect ratio of 2:1. And that means instead of say 512 by 512 image, you're going to get basically enough space for two of them. And that's going to be helpful as well. So just waiting for that to run. Okay, and we're just going to choose the one that we like. I think this guy at the top here looks like pretty cool. This one looks a little bit AI. I'm going to choose the top one. Can upscale that. You can see it's the same person, it's just two different shots of the same person. One of his hair is kind of down a bit, and the shadow is a little bit different. You already have now two images of the same face, which is helpful. But to really get the effect here, you can click on Vary Region. And this is also possible in any other model that supports Inpainting, by the way. So you're going to go to Vary Region, and then you're just going to select this whole area here to erase. And then typically what you want to do is just kind of change a little bit of the prompt, right? It's just going to, yeah, I'm just going to change this as the two images side by side, and you will change it to side profile image. And then this is, everything else is the same, right? So we haven't changed anything else there. So we'll see what that comes back with. And so that prompt is just going to be for just the right-hand side. And because we're using Inpainting, it takes the left-hand photo as an input, so it will make the same person. And it's the same prompt as well, so it's doubling up on consistency here. And there you go, you can see it diffusing in. You can see that it's the same person as well. Now, while that's waiting, I just want to explain what you could do with this. So one is, so you can just do this manually, right? Like any type of shot you need. If you need a zoomed out shot, or you need jumping from a building, whatever it is you need for your creation, if you're making a novel or some sort of game or whatever it is, you could manually make these, right? And then as long as you have one frame consistent, you can keep making multiple frames and then upscaling them and using what you have and chopping them up into different pieces. But the other thing you can do here is if you generate enough of these images, you could then slice them all, right, in Photoshop. So you could chop them down the middle, and now you have two 512 by 512 images, and you can use those to train a custom model. If you have done the lesson on Dream Booth, or you understand how that works, instead of Fusion, you could actually now train a model based on this character and be able to replicate this character, because all it takes is between 10 and 30 images of someone before it to understand the character and understand the face. That could be really powerful, because then you would have a custom model. You could then put that character into any situation and it would be consistent. This is a really helpful trick. And once you understand it, I think it's also a technique you can use in many other situations where you need consistency too. So if you need a consistent building, or you need a consistent backdrop, or whatever it is, you can always just keep one half the image as the original and then only inpaint the other half of the image to maintain that visual consistency. So yeah, this is a really big unlock for me, and I use it all the time. Hopefully you guys will find it useful too.